All right. Hi, good evening, Lourdes. So I'm going to start the class with you. I'm just going to first do the things I always do, like reviewing the last content we cover and so on. All right. Today we need to cover the last lesson that we couldn't get to cover yet, which is like future time clauses. That's something that we didn't do yet. And we also need to cover this next lesson that is part of the next unit, which is present continuous and simple past with the time clause that is when. Both things, all right, Lourdes, you worked with me in the last courses, both are lessons that we already covered. Okay, so this is like a review. The platform is asking me to do it, so we need to do it. So one more time. Today, it's going to be like reviewing these two lessons that I'm showing you here. Future time clauses, that's something we covered. I added something extra, but mostly it's the same as we covered in A9, if I'm not wrong. And the past continuous, simple past, and when, that is also something that we covered in units first 7, and then in in models, right? I think part of course A7, and model B, I think part of course, or C, part of the course A9 it would be. So let's try to take a look at this, but first I'm going to give you the reminder that I always give. Remember that today is the last day to complete and to take the quiz, right? The first quiz. So I'm showing you this. Only one person took it so far. Please, it's important that you can do it. Today at 11:59, it's going to be the last chance, all right, for taking the first quiz. I already assigned the second unit, okay? Don't worry, you see here 73. It's because that's the second unit too, all right? So again, first reminder, don't forget to take the first quiz. Only one person took it, the person who is using Maurice's username. That's the only person who took it so far. But please, student 33, student 7, NIRB, all right, or NIRB, then Camila or you, Camila, those, all right, students with those usernames didn't take the quiz yet. So it's important that you take it today. All right, today until 11:59. This is something I told you on Monday, so you had some time. Please take it. And the second thing that you can notice over here, today, before this class, I already assigned the second unit. Before today, we started with the second unit. Okay, so it's starting today, and you have until Monday at 11:59 p.m. to take, well, to complete those assignments, and then afterwards I'm going to tell you when you're going to take the quiz. Okay, so please take that into account. If you have any questions, it's important that you let me know. All right, but again, first, the most important thing, take the quiz today, and second, start completing the assignments until Monday. That's it. Do you have any questions? Please let me know before I can go to the lessons that we need to cover today. All right. So let's go then to the lessons. And I'm closing this, all right, because if not, a classwork, all right, you go to Google Classroom, and in classwork, you already have the lesson that is part of the second unit. As you can see in Unit 1, you have the 3 lessons that we covered. Well, we're still missing Lesson 3. We're going to do it today. The extra information about the exceptions that I showed you last time, the classwork that we're still working. And today we're going to still use that one. But in Unit 2, you also have classwork Unit 2. That's something we're going to start working on today. And Lesson 1, which is something that we're also going to start working on today. Let's begin by working on the short review. So you know that I'm using this because I want you all of you to participate. I'm going to spin it, and this person is going to give me like a review. Here's no Luciana. If it's not Luciana, then it's going to be you, please. Lourdes, I think Luciana is not here yet. Yes. So Lourdes, let's go with you, please. Can you tell me what you remember about the previous lesson? We were learning about words so, either, neither, to. What do you remember about those words, Lucas?
Okay, I remember that do we use do when we are agree with something, when we agree with something. Um, then we use neither and either when we are uh, agree with something with but in a negative statement. So there are four ways to use them. For example, so do I, or I don't remember the other one. But
Don't worry.
in the negative is neither do I and either. Oh, I don't remember. But in
Mhm.
resume that was about the last class.
Okay, thank you very much, Lourdes. So just one little correction. Remember, instead of resume, you can say in summary, right? In summary, that was the last class about. Good, but yes, you're right. Four words to show agreement, right? Or that show that you agree with affirmative ideas or with negative ideas. The only thing then, just to make you or to remind you, then if you want to use to, the order is different, right? If it's so do I, with to, it's going to be I do too, right? So first the subject, then the auxiliary, and in the last part, sorry, yes, the auxiliary, and in the last part, the adverb, right? To. And neither do I, and the other form with either is the same. First the subject, then the auxiliary in negative, and then the adverb, right? But it's going to be I don't either. All right, so don't forget to review that, all right? Whenever you feel that you still need to practice a little bit more, please do it. Now we need to go to the next lesson, but it was important to mention the last unit. Now, we're going to continue watching this video because this is something that is going to introduce us to this lesson, all right, to today's lesson, which is future and related to future time clauses. I'm going to play it again from the beginning. It was short because we only got to see like 30 seconds, I think. Please pay attention because I'm going to be asking you some questions.
So what are you going to do when this is all over?
The quarantine?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to start going to work again, but I don't think I'm going to be taking the train
Why?
anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because there's a lot of people on the train, and I know that if people are going to be really close together,
Yeah.
then I'll be nervous.
Do you think people will keep wearing
Oh.
masks?
I think people will keep wearing masks, but there's going to be a lot of people who don't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's everything that we watched the last class. Remember, a conversation between two people. They're talking about what's going to happen or what they are going to do after the quarantine, right? He says that perhaps he's going to go back to work, but he's mentioning that he's not going to be using the train anymore. Why? Because there's a lot of people there, right? And some people may be using masks, but others won't, right? I'm using different tenses to try to restate those phrases, sentences. Now, let's start paying more attention even from this part because this is new.
So yesterday I was in Target and everybody was wearing masks, but still some people like pull it down, pull it down and then cough and then put their mask back on. So if that's gonna happen on the train where it's really close, then I'm probably
That's not good.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
Okay, one more time. I'm going to play it one more time. Pay attention, please. He's still talking about something that is going to affect his decision of not taking the train.
Everybody was wearing masks, but still some people.
I did it before.
There's gonna be a lot of people who don't.
Yeah.
So yesterday I was in Target and everybody was wearing masks, but still some people like pull it down,
Yeah.
pull it down and then cough and then put their mask back on. So if that's gonna happen
Uh-huh.
on the train where it's really close,
Yeah.
then I'm
That's
probably
not good.
I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
Okay, so let me use this one more time. I'm going to ask this person, all right, something about the conversation. Okay, Sharai, let me see if you're here. Sharai, yes. So, Sharai, let's begin with you, please. Can you tell me anything that you were able to understand in this new part of this conversation, please?
Okay, teacher. In this part, the man was talking about an experience, could say, but about when I don't know where where was he? Sorry, but he was talking about a in that place. Everyone was wearing a mask, but one person put out the the mask and start to cough. And for that reason, both persons in the conversation start to laugh. And so he's worried about happen the same thing, the same situation on a train where it's very close place.
Okay, very good. That was very accurate, Sharai. Thank you very much. I agree with you in everything. I'm going to play one more time just a part of the video to see, Sharai, let's see what's the phrasal verb or what's the verb that this person is using to refer to that action, right? Related to the mask. Let's see, let's pay attention to that verb or phrasal verb. Let's see. I think it's over here.
Everybody was wearing masks, but still some people like pull it down,
Yeah.
pull it down and then cough and then put their mask back on. So
Okay, so this is the next question. All right. Again, I'm going to be using this. If there are volunteers, you're going to let me know, but I don't have the question yet. Let me spin it. All right. I think it's going to be you, Mariana.
Hi, teacher. Sorry for being late. I was having some Wi-Fi problems.
Okay, no, thank you for letting me know, Luciana. Welcome to the class. And Luciana, we're watching the video, all right, that we were watching the last class to continue, all right, with the new content of it. So let's, Mariana, this is the question, right? I played the video one more time because I said that I wanted to hear the phrasal verb or the verb to see what's this action, right? This is my mask, do that. How do you, or what phrasal verb do you use for that action, Mariana?
I heard he say, pull it down. Pull it
Perfect.
down the mask and cup.
Very good, exactly. Don't say pull it down the mask because it is the mask, right? Pull it down or pull the mask down, right? Good.
Okay.
Very good. That's great. Great, Mariana, exactly. That's the phrasal verb, all right? You pull down your mask or you pull it down or you pull the mask down. So it's a separable phrasal verb. Great. There you go. So that's the phrasal verb you need to use if you want to refer to that action. All right. Let me continue with the video.
Okay.
So please, let's keep pay attention because new people are going to be asked after this.
if that's gonna happen
Uh-huh.
on the train where it's really close,
Yeah.
then I'm
That's
probably
not good.
I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
Okay, so starting from this part, it's near.
Some people wear their masks like this with their nose.
I know. Yeah.
Like that doesn't work.
No, that's not going to stop any of the air coming
Yeah.
out or the air coming
Yeah.
in. So it's
Yeah.
a bit of a problem.
When do you go back to work? When does your company open again?
Our company will open again for work probably in August, at the end of
Okay.
August, but we have a very relaxed policy,
Mhm.
so not everybody has to come back.
Okay, until that part, because they are going to continue talking about work. But I want to pay attention, all right, or I want you to pay attention to the first part, and then what's the transition that they make towards like perhaps a different topic. So let's play one more time this part.
Really close,
Yeah.
then I'm
That's
probably
not good.
yeah, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
Some people wear their masks like this with their nose.
I know. Yeah.
Like that doesn't work.
No, that's not going to stop any of the air coming
Yeah.
out or the air coming
Yeah.
in. So it's
Yeah.
a bit of a problem.
When do you go back to work? When does your company open again?
Our company will open again for work probably in August, at the end of
Okay.
August, but we have a very relaxed policy,
Mhm.
so not everybody has to come back.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Good. Until that part. So let me spin this one more time and let's see who I'm going to ask this time. Okay, I think it's going to be you, Luciana. This is the question, all right? Very, very broad and general question, Luciana. What were you able to understand, right, in this part of the video that I just played?
Okay, I understand that they both were talking about how people put the mask and how some of they put it uh, in a bad way because that doesn't avoid the spread of. I think it's they're gonna. I think they were talking about COVID. I'm not sure, but they were talking about the masks and for all that crisis and all that they were talking in future respect when he is gonna be reopened. I'm not sure what if store of what, but when he's gonna be reopened or in August.
Okay, let me ask like an extra detail over there. Yes, you're right. They were talking about wearing masks, right? How some people wear the masks, right, incorrectly. They use it wrongly and they don't avoid, right? They don't avoid like the spread of the virus. You're right. They are talking about COVID. That's the main topic. And then they were talking about, right, going back to work and what is going to reopen in August, Luciana? Is it the guys, all right, company or work, or is it the girls' company or work?
Is the boy company,
Okay, good. You can say the boys or the guys, right? To say
the guy's
professionals.
company. Okay.
Good, perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to spin it one more time because I want some more details. I'm going to play it one more time. Please pay attention to the tenses. All right. This question is going to be either for you, Whitney, Lourdes, or Melissa. All right. So pay attention. Also, please, the rest of you, you need to pay attention because it's interesting how you can use other tenses to talk about future. So the same part. Let me play it.
close,
Yeah.
then I'm
That's
probably
not good.
yeah, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
Some people wear their masks like this with their nose.
I know. Yeah.
Like that doesn't work.
No, that's not going to stop any of the air coming
Yeah.
out or the air coming
Yeah.
in. So it's a
Yeah.
bit of a problem.
When do you go back to work? When does your company open again?
Our company will open again for work probably in August, at the end of
Okay.
August, but we have a very relaxed policy,
Mhm.
so not everybody has to come back.
Oh, that's
Good. So until that part. So this is going to be the next question, and let's see who's going to answer it. Okay, I think it's going to be you, Lourdes. So this is the question, Lourdes. They are asking some questions, more than the girl is asking some questions about, right, the reopening of the guy's company. Do you remember what are the questions, or at least do you remember what are the tenses, or what is the tense that the girl is using to ask those questions?
I think it was in future. When are your company will open again? Something like that.
Okay, the question is very similar, but actually the tense is going to be a little bit different. All right, the guy answers like in future tense, right? We will reopen or we will open again, something like that. But the guy uses future. But actually the girl is going to be using a different tense. I'm going to play one more time. So it's going to be for you again, Lourdes. Let's listen one more time to that section and you're going to tell me what's the tense. Try to pay attention to the questions.
Air coming
Yeah,
in, so it's a
yeah.
bit of a problem.
When do you go back to work? When does your company open again?
Good. So what do you say, Lourdes? What is the tense that she's using for asking these questions? And yes, it's in future, but the tense is not future.
Yes, it is in present.
Exactly. Do you remember some of the questions or one of the questions?
Uh, when does your company will reopen?
Okay, very close, but she doesn't use will, right? Only when does your company open? Because we cannot mix, right? Does and will, they cannot go together,
Oh,
right?
sí,
But
sorry.
yes, you're right. Yes. When does your company open? Now, also this question, I'm going to bother you one more time, Lourdes. Why do you think that she's using the simple present for a question that is in the future? What's the reason?
Um, I don't know. I don't really know.
Okay, it's okay. I'm going to try to show you some details about that, but it's interesting, right? You know now that you can use the simple present to talk about future, but only in very specific situations, all right? I'm going to tell you which. Now, I'm going to play it only one more time to watch like a last section of this video. I'm going to ask some questions and we're going to go to the topic itself, all right? So let's do it. Please pay attention.
Our company will open again for work probably in August, at the end of
Okay.
August, but we have a very relaxed policy,
Mhm.
so not everybody has to come back.
Oh, that's
Okay, starting here, right? Here is like me.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
So when the schools open again,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to be more comfortable
Right.
going back to work. I will be able to go back to work, but right now I have to take care of the kids too. So,
Yeah.
you know, what am I going to do?
Right.
Do you think you're going to start going back? to school
We're not going to open up the school until February, but I think that they will not open up until next summer, maybe, because
Okay, until that part. I think it's enough. We have a lot of knowledge about this. I'm going to play one more time that part and I'm going to ask some questions. Okay,
When the schools open again,
Mhm.
then
a little bit.
I'm going to.
Sorry.
We have a very relaxed policy,
Mhm.
so not everybody has to come back.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
So when the schools open again,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to be more comfortable
Right.
going back to work. I will be able to go back to work, but right now I have to take care of the kids too. So,
Yeah.
you know, what am I going to do?
Right.
Do you think you're going to start going back? school soon?
We're not going to open up the school until February, but I think that they will not open up until next summer, maybe, because
Okay, that. I only have two people left, right? Lourdes answered. So I'm going to select this one. The first one is going to be for you, Whitney. Whitney, what do you remember about this last part of the conversation that I showed? Tell me, please, everything that you remember.
Okay. The man says that he is thinking come back to the work, and the woman thinks that she could back her home, her job this summer.
All right, all right. We're going to organize those ideas a little bit better. Good. Back, you cannot use back only as a word, right? And you cannot use back as a verb. You need to use like an extra verb, can be get or go back. Yes, so you can say, right? The woman, right, may go back, right, in the summer, perhaps. Good. The next one is going to be for you. I'm going to go back to you, Whitney, but first I'm going to go to Melissa. Melissa, what extra information were you able to hear in this part of the video?
We found out that the guy has kids and he can go to work until they open up schools because he has to take care of his kids, and that the girl thinks that they will open up schools in February and they will not able to go back to work until then.
Okay, very good, good, great. That's the main information that we have. Thank you very much, Melissa. Now it's going to be one more question for you, Whitney, and then I'm going to go back to you, Melissa. Whitney, were you able to listen to any time clauses? And I'm going to tell you, time clauses are words like when, while, until, once, all right? Those are examples or of some time clauses. Whitney, were you able to hear some of those words in this part of the conversation?
Okay, only remember until.
Good. Do you remember more or less what's the sentence or the clause, the idea that it uses that time expression or that time clause?
No.
All right, don't worry. I'm going to go to Melissa. What about you, Melissa? Do you remember the sentence idea that uses until?
Until they open up schools, or until
Mhm.
they the schools are open so he can go back to work. I don't know if
Okay,
it
good.
was that.
See, actually, they use it right a lot of times. So I'm going to play one more time, just the last part. We finish with this. Pay attention where they use until, and I'm going to ask for confirmation, and that's it. So let's listen, please.
I will be able to go back to work, but right now I have to take care of the kids too. So,
Yeah.
you know, what am I gonna do?
Right.
Do you think you're gonna start going back? school soon?
We're not going to open up the school until February, but I think that they will not open up until next summer, maybe, because
Okay, so she uses until 2 times, right? 2 times. So this is for you, Melissa and Whitney. One of you can answer, it's enough. Where does she use until?
When she's talking about time, or
Hmm?
a time lapse like February until, and I don't remember the last one, but the first one was until February. I think it's for time.
Yes, yes, We call them like time clauses because you're going to be referring to a time reference, right? That is going to go next to your idea, right? We won't be able to go back, perhaps, I'm just making up, we won't be able to go back to work until February, right? But perhaps everything is going to reopen until the next summer. So I'm using until to introduce a time clause, right? And the time clause can only be one word, or the time clause can be an entire idea. All right, please, that's very important. You can say until February, or you can say until we go back in February. All right, so you can use until in many ways. This is what I wanted to show you, and why? Because right now we need to go to this. I don't want to spend a lot of time in this topic. I'm going to tell you why. At the beginning, I was saying this to Lourdes. This is something we covered like 3 times already. It was in A7, it was in A9, now it's here in A11. And why? Because it's important, and because repetition is something important to learn. All right. So, future time clauses. This is something that is related to the video that we were watching. That's why we were analyzing that video. Let's read the definition of future time clauses, please. Help me out with this one, Mariana. Let's read the definition, please.
Okay, future time clauses are, sorry. Future time clauses are dependent clauses that must be joined to independent main clauses. It is customary to use the future in the independent clause and the present tense in the dependent time clause. Do not use the future in the time clause.
Thank you very much, Mariana. So also this is like another reason why we check this so many times. Believe me, even if you keep learning English, sometimes you keep making this mistake. Of course, not all of you, but some people keep using future tenses in the time clause, and that's incorrect. And I'm going to show you what's with an example, right? So that you can understand. Here you have some examples. The first is correct, all right, and the second one is incorrect because they are using future in the clause that they must not use future, all right? So I'm going to please ask you this time, Lourdes, if you can help me with these two examples, the correct and the incorrect form of both examples, please, Lourdes.
Okay. When the movie ends, I'll go to bed. Correct? When the movie will end, I'll go to bed. The incorrect form. I'll feel more relaxed after I finish my project, the correct way. And I'll feel more relaxed after I will finish my project, the incorrect way.
Thank you very much. So when is this incorrect? When you use future in the future time clause, all right? Like when. It's like something weird, right? It says when, and this is the future time clause, and you want to use future, but actually you cannot, all right? You cannot use future in this clause. You have to use, all right, present. Sometimes we're going to check that in the next lesson. You can use past, but you cannot use future. All right, you cannot use future in the time clause. And in the time clause, you have when, you have after, you have before, and many others that we're going to learn. All right, please take this into account. These are just examples to show you what the definition was talking about. Do not use future in the clause in which you have when, after, before, until, and the words that we're going to learn. Let's keep going. These are some future time clauses, all right? Or actually, these are words that are at the beginning of those time clauses. I'm going to read this for you, right? When, while, before, after, as soon as, all right? As soon as, and until. Now I'm going to be asking you one more time. I'm going to be using this again. Give me 1 second, please. I know that you already know how to use those words. Perhaps sometimes it's a little bit harder, sometimes it's not, but I want to know how you use them. So I'm going to play this again. I'm going to spin it, and I'm going to be asking you an example with these words. All right, it's going to be then you first, Sharai. So my question is related to what I said, Sharai. And the word you're going to be using is before. Can you give me a sentence? It's better if it's a complex, like two clauses, but the sentence that you can. Can you give me a sentence using before, please? It's better if it's future as well.
Okay, let me think. Before I go, before I travel to the United States, I have to work on my visa.
Okay, good, good. You use present in both cases, and it's perfect. That's a way of using it. You're not using future, but it's not necessary to make it correct, right? Good. Before I travel, you follow the rules. You are not using future in the first clause or in the time clause, correct? I have to work on my visa, right? I have to work on my visa, or I have to do some paperwork to obtain the visa, you can also say that, right? But it's correct. Thank you very much, Shade. Let's see who's going to be. All right, Luciana, it's you. Again, you can use present, you can use future, and if it's easier for you or easier for you, you can use past. But what you need to use now and this time is, let's try with while. All right, while. Use while in a sentence, and again, it's better if it's complex, like two clauses, two ideas.
Okay, I'm gonna try. While I was in school, my sister was working on her thesis. I don't know how to say it in English, but
Thesis, good. Thesis, you can
thesis.
say thesis.
Okay.
Good, very good. That was a great example, all right? While I was at school, right, my sister or someone was working on her thesis, and that's great. Good. While is going to show, right, two actions that may be happening at the same time. Not every time, right? But most of the time, you use while to show two actions happening, right, at the same time. Good, very good. And this is the last one. Let's see who's going to be the last one. Thank you. And let's spin it one last time. All right, I think it's going to be again you, Lourdes. It's okay. The same question and the same please requirement, but you need to use this time as soon as. All right, as soon as. Any clause that you want, it can be again future, past, present, the one you feel comfortable with, please, Lourdes.
Okay, I will go to watch the volleyball game as soon as I finish my homework.
Great, that was great. And you're using the clause and the tense that we're going to use in this class. Thank you very much, Lourdes. Right? You will do something in the future as soon as you complete something in the present. Right? You will do something in the future as soon as you complete something in the present. That's like a condition, right? Some people also can call these kind of words like some conditional words. So it's great. That's it. So you know when to use when, while, before, after, as soon as, and until. But I'm going to be sure of that by showing you first the structure. This is the structure that you need to use, okay, for this lesson with all those words. Help me with this, please, and Whitney. Let's read a structure, please. Everything that you have there, please, Whitney.
Okay, we use the present tense to talk about future times. The future tense is used in the main clause. The present simple tense is used in the time clause. It's okay?
Yes, yes. Let's continue, please. Let's read the formula also, please.
Okay, future tense, main clauses, at, when, after, before, at, present tense, time clause. I will travel to Europe when I finish my career.
Thank you very much. So this is very important, all right? Thank you very much, Whitney. This is the structure that you need to use with all those words. You can use when, while, after, before, as soon as, until, okay? But this is the structure. Future plus these words plus present, all right? This is what you need to do. And here you have some examples. And I'm going to make you read these examples because we're going to work in 3, all right, sentences, but after these examples, help me out with this one this time, please, Melissa. Can you read the 3 examples and the corrections that we have in the last part, please?
Okay. The first one is Tom will turn off the lights when he leaves the office, not when he will leave. Then Lourdes and Melissa are going to study for the test while you're practicing, not while you will practice. And the last one is they will do the shopping before we arrive, not before we will arrive.
Thank you. So again, right, I'm asking you to consider this, please. Do not use future in the time clause. All right, I'm repeating that again and again. We have three more examples with the last three words, until, oh sorry, yes, after, until, and as soon as. And that's going to be, please, for you, Mariana. Yes, let's read these last three examples, please, Mariana.
Okay. She will go running after it stops raining. No, not after it will stop raining. The nurse will wait until the ambulance arrives, not until the ambulance will arrive. The operation will begin as soon as the patient is ready, not as soon as the patient will be ready.
Thank you very much. So in general, I gave you examples using all the words. One example with when, one example with while, one example with before, one with after, one with until, and one with as soon as. All right? You have 6 examples. Now, please, following this formula, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to send you this just in case, but please, if you can do it by yourselves, do it. Go to Google Classroom, right? Go to the first unit in classwork, and you're going to still work. This is still part of the first unit, all right? Go to classwork unit 1, please. There, you're going to still write these last examples. I'm sharing the link just in case, all right? Let me share it. So if you cannot get via Classroom, please go to the link that is in the chat. And this is what you're going to do. All right, so the link is in the chat already. Do the following. Using this structure, please, and I'm going to write all the examples here, sorry, all the words so that you have them here. The other one is as soon as, right? The other one can be until. One of those, okay? So you have everything here. Please choose 3 words: when, after, before, as soon as, until. Choose 3 words and write 3 sentences. Right? 3 sentences in future using these words. Okay? That's it. Go to the document, please go to the file and write 3 sentences in future using these any of these 3 words. All right, you can use when, after, and before, or you can use after, before, and until, or any, all right, words that you want. Let's do it, please, and I'm going to check.
All right.
Okay, this can be redundant, but please do not use the same word 2 times, okay? Do not write 2 sentences with when or 2 sentences with after, okay? No, don't do that. You have to use 1 word per sentence. All right, in 2 minutes, I'm going to start checking the examples that you wrote. If you're having some problems, don't worry, you're going to ask me questions if you have some. All right, so I'm going to start checking your examples. And please, Sharai, let's begin with yours. If you can read them, please.
Okay, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. The first one is I will return to home as soon as I finish my work. The next is my brother will take his PlayStation back until he apologized to my dad. And the last one is she will take a shower when the electricity comes back.
Okay, good. Now let's analyze this one. The first one, perfect. The second one, first, right? Don't forget to use the third person rule because this is the simple present. So it needs to be until he apologizes, right? Apologizes. And here, the electricity is also third person. So when the electricity comes back, all right? So anytime you use the simple present tense, you need to use the third person rule if the subject is going to be he, she, or it, right? So he apologizes and the electricity comes back. All right, those are two things that we're going to be checking there. And then it says, my brother will take, right, his PlayStation back until he apologizes. I think I will do the opposite because it's like this has to happen first, right? It's like a condition, but it's like all right, it's like it's going to be something like my brother won't take his PlayStation back until he apologizes, right, to my dad. So I would change this idea to negative to keep the condition, right? To keep the condition of doing this first, and then perhaps this is going to be different. All right, I don't know if you get that idea, Sharai. Let me know if you understand, please.
Uh, so teacher, uh, first will happen the apologize.
No, it's okay, right? Yes, until he apologizes because this didn't happen, right? So this needs to happen so that this situation is different, right? Because you say we'll take his PlayStation back until he apologizes, right? But I think what you need to show is like the negative idea is like that he won't take it back until, all right, he apologizes. It means that this needs to happen first, and then, yes, this action may happen after this is different. So after this happens, all right? This may be different if this happens. So I would change that this to negative, and I would change, as I did it, this to third person. Those are my two corrections or observations over there. I don't know if you have any questions, Sharai. Let me know, please.
Okay, teacher. It's okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Let's go with you now, please. Lourdes, I think that you finished. Let me verify. Yes, let's read yours, please, Lourdes.
Okay, until she goes to visit a doctor, she won't know if she has some disease. I will wash my hands before I have lunch, and they will buy a pizza when they finish the project.
Okay, thank you very much. So here, this is the same as I was mentioning to Sharai, right? And here we are doing it good, Lourdes. If you see, when you use until, most of the times perhaps the other clause is going to be negative, right? Because this is going to be different only if this happens, right? So until she goes to visit a doctor, comma, she won't know if she has some disease. Great. All right, good. And also this is something that I didn't mention yet, but you did it and it's perfect, Lourdes. Inversion, right? If you use until at the beginning, you need to use a comma before the next idea or the next clause. That's perfect. Then I will wash my hands, right, before I have lunch or before I lunch. Any of those ideas work. They will buy a pizza when they finish the project. That's perfect. I have no observations. Thank you, Lourdes. Let's go with you now, please. Melissa, let's read yours, please.
Okay. The first one is I will go back to work after my class finishes. The second one is she will travel to the US as soon as the pandemic is under control. And the third one is my sister won't start her thesis until she finds an internship this semester.
All right. Thank you very much, Melissa. Again, I have no observations. Very good. You were using, well, this right at the beginning was not very good, but yes, you used the third person. Now it's perfect, right? Until my class finishes, because simple present and third person. Very good. So future in the first part, present in the second part, and you're following all the rules. I have no observations over there again, Melissa. Thank you. And Mariana, it's your turn, please.
Okay, the class will begin as soon as the teacher is ready. The second is I will go to the cinema after I made my homework. And the third one is Andrea closed the doors when she leaves the store.
Okay, perfect. I only have one observation in the second sentence. It's possible to use past or right simple past in the second clause. Yes, it is, but not when you are talking about future time clauses, Mariana. Remember that made is past, but here you need present. In future time clauses, you need present, Mariana. All right, so it's going to be make. But also that's one correction in terms of tense. But one more correction, when you're talking about work, do not use make. It's better if you use do. All right, until I do my homework. Because with make, it's mostly things that you can prepare with your hands, like cooking, like making something using your hands. All right, homework with do.
Okay.
About that?
No, I think it before, but I think that it was wrong.
No, it's okay. We do and present. All right. So the two things. In this tense, you need to use simple present. And second, be careful with the verbs because some verbs are only work with some ideas like homework only works with do. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Also, one other that's not neat. Okay, just like more options, you can say also complete. Okay, after I complete my homework, after I do my homework. But again, the idea is using present and the right verb. That's it. Now, Luciana, let's go with your examples, please, Luciana.
Okay. The first one is okay. I'm going to be professional when I finish my career. Until that, I'm gonna still studying. I really want to see my friends as soon as possible. Because of COVID-19, I was not able to see them all this time. And the last one is I'm gonna buy 3 tickets to Los Angeles before I regret about it. I want you to know that one is yours.
Okay, now let's analyze because your sentences are complex, your ideas are complex, and that's perfect. Only one thing in the second one, I think that you are not using like future, but I'm going to check the structure, all right? Because I see that they are correct. So in the first one, future, very good. I'm going to be, you can say also a professional over there, all right? When I finish, good. So this is great. You're following the rules, right? Future, when I finish, this is present. Until that, or perhaps not that, until then you can say. That's better. All right, because if you use that, you need more. It's going to be until that happens,
Okay.
okay? But it's better if you say until then. That it's like a direct idea to what you said before. All right, so until then, here, right, with apostrophe, good. I'm gonna
Mhm.
still remember that gonna is the informal way of
Still.
saying going to. And remember that after going to, you need to use the verb in the base form. So I'm
Okay.
gonna be,
It's gonna
or I'm
be
gonna
I'm
still
gonna study.
exactly. I'm gonna still study, or you can say I'm gonna still be studying, but I think study is better. All right, because you have two options. You can say I'm gonna, or I'm going to still be studying. That's the other one. But this is like too Spanish, all right? And it doesn't sound good in English. So it's better if you directly say
Okay.
study and study in the base form because of gonna, all right? Good. This one I really want to see, my friends. This is present. It can refer to a future desire as well, okay, to future hope or to future wish, but you're using present, all right? The sentence is good and it's correct, but in this case, you're not using future time expressions, right? Because you say, I really want to see my friends as soon as possible, good, because of COVID-19. I was, okay, this is a different idea. So I would
Okay.
use semicolon here or period, all
Maybe
right?
I can in the start begin with I'm gonna see my friends tomorrow.
But you need to use the time expression, right? So you can reformulate if you want, Luciana. The sentence
Okay.
is correct. It's just that you're not using future, all right? But you know how to use future. In number one and in number two, or sorry, three, you are using future. So you know how to
Mhm.
use it. Try to reformulate number two if you want, but the idea is correct, all right? I really want to see my
Okay.
friend as soon as possible. Semicolon or period, because of COVID-19, comma, I was not able to, all right? You need to use a comma after because of COVID-19, comma, as what I was not able to see them all this time. Okay, again, it's correct and it's great. It's a great example, but it's not future. Then in this one, yes, I'm gonna buy 3 tickets to Los Angeles before I regret about it. Now let's see what's the correction over here. I think yes. All right. Sometimes you are going to be using here. You don't need a comma. Okay, directly like that. So I'm gonna buy 3 tickets to Los Angeles before I regret it. Directly regret it. Okay. And now here, I want you to know this is a different sentence. So again, you need period or semicolon. So I want you to know that one is yours. All right, punctuation, we didn't learn, but I can teach you. I'm going to try to see one day so that I can see, show you how to use commas and semicolons in English. But again, the idea is perfect and you're using the clause that we learned. I don't know if you have any questions about these little corrections that I made, Luciana. Only the second one, remember? It's okay, but
Okay.
it's not.
No, I don't have any questions. It's okay. I'm gonna be more. Um, I'm gonna put more attention in the commas and all that stuff.
Okay, that's great, Luciana. But again, it's great, and your sentences are complex and they are very good. All right, choose the second one, but it's not big deal. So don't worry. Whitney, let's go to yours to finish, please.
Okay. I will take my exam when I finish my courses. She will get back to Bolivia as soon as she's on vacation. The virtual classes will be virtual until the pandemic finish.
Finishes, right? Good. That's great. You're using future in the main clause, you're using present tense in the time clause, and you're using three different right time clauses, which are when, as soon as, and until. I see no observations. Perhaps to not repeat, or in order not to repeat the word, you can say, right, it's going to be repetitive anyway, but it's correct. You can say the virtual classes will be online so that you can use a different word, but it's correct. All right, that's just a recommendation. Good. Thank you very much. You did a great job. Again, this is reviewing, but it's important that I can see how you do it. Now, let's continue. We have only two more things to see here. These are other future time expressions. So you don't only have when, while, before, after, and so on, right? You also can use once, immediately, the moment, the minute, the day, and by the time. Those are like this, all right? You use them in the same way. When, while, before, after, as soon as, and until are used the same way you use once, immediately, the moment, the day, by the time. And these are some examples. Let's read these examples, please. Sharai, help me with these four examples.
Okay, the first is Tony will call the restaurant the moment he gets home. I'll contact you once I receive an estimate. You will be notified the minute your order arrives. It will be dark by the time we arrive home.
Good. Thank you very much. So this is the last task, okay, before we go to the next lesson. Please write only two sentences, all right? Choose one word, once, immediately, the moment, the minute, the day, by the time, all right? Choose two words and write two sentences. The structure is exactly the same. Future in the main clause and present tense in the time clause, all right? The same structure. Let's work on it, please.
Teacher, I don't know if you can put one more the words because I
Yeah, of
okay,
course. There
thank
you
you.
go. You're welcome. All right, so once again, two words, please, using the exact same structure, future in the main clause and present in the time clause. Okay, just one quick reminder, be careful using these words. Look at the examples one more time. You say the moment. You don't say the moment that. You don't say at the moment or on the moment. Okay, no prepositions, just the moment and then the subject. You say once and then directly the subject. You just say the minute. You don't say on the minute or in the minute, all right? And you don't say that. Just use these words the way they are there, all right? No extra words like that or on or at, because it would be different. All right, in 1 minute, and I'm going to start checking. One more time, I show you the words. All right, I'm going to start asking the ones that I know that finished. The rest can still work, don't worry. Let's go with you, please. Whitney, you have your two examples. Please, can you read them?
Yes. Okay. I will start my project the moment I arrive at home. She will be in Russia by the time he finishes his career.
Okay, good. Very good, Whitney. I think you work with these kind of exercises very well. They are great. No observations. One thing when you speak, and this is informal, all right? Very, very informal. You can omit the preposition at, right? Many times Americans, at least, they don't say arrive at home. They only say arrive home, but that's informal. Okay, one more time. That's very, very informal. That's just advice when you speak and when you listen to other people, all right? Like a comment only. But good, the sentences are perfect. Thank you very much, Whitney. This is the last exercise of this lesson. Do you have any questions, Whitney?
No, it's okay.
Good, thank you. Now I'm going to go with you. I think you're also ready, Luciana. These are your two examples. Let's read them, please.
Okay, sorry. I'm not sure about my second example, but okay, the first one is it will be late by the time she brings our food. What a bad attention. And the last one is I'm going to have 20 years by the day I could go to the concert of Harry Styles.
Okay, now let's analyze. Again, you're playing with these words and it's great. In the first one, only one little detail. It's perfect. Instead of attention, here, again, this is not something that I taught you yet, but it's better if you use either semicolon or period here. And then instead of like attention, all right, because attention is something like different in English, it's better if you say something like service, all right?
Okay.
Service is bad, all right? Instead of what bad attention, no, the service is bad, okay? What bad service. Good. Now,
Okay.
this two things. One thing that I think I didn't teach you. I taught this to the previous course, I think, but this I'm going to teach you this then, Luciana. If you want to talk about future facts, what is a future fact? Is something that will happen for sure, okay, and it's not going to change. If you're talking about your age, you can use will instead of going to. All right, that's
Okay.
one thing. And then you're going to say I'll. And then remember, when you talk about age, you don't use the verb have in English. You use the verb be, right? So I'll be 20 years, right? Why? Because with age, remember, you don't say I have 20 years old. You say I'm 20 years old, right? I'll be 20 years old because I think you're talking about you, right? Your age. If that's the case, then you don't need a comma here. I'll be 20 years old by the day. Instead of the day, right? You only say by the time, all right?
By the time, okay.
By the time, I could go to the concert of Harry Styles. Or if you want to do it more natural, Luciana, you can say by the time here you can follow the idea, and sometimes it can be better to use can if you want to use the present idea. By the time I can go to the
Okay.
Harry Styles, okay, to the Harry Styles concert. That's going to be even more natural. All right, to the Harry Styles concert. All right, so then three things to take into account, Luciana. Will, if you talk about your age. B, if you talk about your age. Try to add old and not only years. Don't say by the day or by the year. It's better in this case by the time. And then after this clause, it's better if it's present because could is past. Then it's better to use can. All right? I can
Okay.
go. Do you have any questions about those corrections?
No, it's okay. I didn't know that about the age, but thank you very much.
Yes, that's great. No, don't worry. There you go. Let's go now. I think it's you, Melissa. Let me see. No, Mariana. Mariana, please. Let's go with your example.
Okay. The first one is I finish my class. The second one is I will tell you the minute I know the notice.
Okay, good. One detail over here. Perfect. You have future. Immediately I finish my class. Very good. I will tell you the minute. I think with notice, this is a very common mistake. Notice is not the same as news. All right. Notice is not like in Spanish, right? There's a word similar in Spanish, but it's not that word. All right. It's news. All right. You have to use news.
Okay, sorry.
Notice only means that you perceive something, that you realize something. For example, if I like a girl, I can say, I wish she noticed me. It means that she sees me, right? That she perceives that I'm there, right? That's notice. Do you have any questions about that, Mariana?
Okay.
Good. Any questions, Mariana? Let me know, please. I think the connection is failing a little bit, but that's it, Mariana, right? If you have questions, you're going to let me know. Melissa, let's go with yours, please.
Okay. The first one is I will start making dinner the moment I get to my house. Then she will start the report immediately after the meeting. And the last one is John is going to Japan once he finds a job there.
Okay, good. You worked on 3 examples. That's great. Future in the first part. Then you have the words that you needed, right? The moment, immediately, once. You used clauses in sentences 1 and 3. And in number 2, you didn't use a clause, but you used like a phrase, all right? Like a time phrase. And it's great. It also works, Melissa, but be careful if in the test, for example, on Pearson, they ask you to write a clause, you cannot write this, all right? Because why? A clause needs to be like a complete idea, a subject, a verb, and a complement, if it's possible, all right? The sentence is correct, all right? But these 2 are clauses, okay, 1 and 3. In the middle one, this is not a clause. This is more like a phrase, all right? A time phrase. When you only have like the action or only the subject, it's considered a phrase and not a sentence. Okay, do you get that idea, Melissa?
Okay, yes.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Please, Lourdes, I think this is yours. Let's read yours, please, Lourdes.
Okay, Anna will call me the moment she arrives at home. By the time my brother finishes his homework, we will go to eat a hamburger.
Good. There you go. No observations. In the second one, right, you are making the inversion, which is perfect. By the time, and then you use a comma before the next clause. That's perfect. Thank you very much. And let's finish this up with you, please, Sharai.
Okay. The first one is once I finish to wash all the dishes, my mom will let me go out with my friends. The next is Lucas will arrive the moment his mom finishes to prepare the meal.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Here you're also working with inversion once, then you have comma, future, and here present. Very good. Lucas, future, and the moment, right? And then you have present. Good. In the correction here, they want to say washing. Actually, after finish, right, you can use infinitive or you can use gerund. No problem with that. But sometimes with actions, all right, that imply that idea of action that you can see, sometimes they prefer to use gerunds. Okay, after I finish playing, washing, all right, thinking, they prefer to use gerunds. And with actions that don't imply like a real action, more like thought and so on, they prefer to use infinitive. Okay, in terms of grammar, I wouldn't consider this as incorrect, but you can follow if you want this advice and use gerund to be sure that it's 100% correct. But again, it's not a mistake. After finish, it's correct. You can use infinitive and you can use gerund. It means to wash or washing, right? And that's it. Again, with this, we're finishing this part. We have some minutes, which is going to be for the next lesson, the introduction, and we're going to cover a little bit. I want you to know, all right, first, I want to know, okay, better say. First, I want to know if you have any questions before showing you this last part, which is inversion. This is what you were already doing, all right? In the normal order, let's say normal, right, quotation marks, it's future and then present, right? But the inversion is the same idea, but first you use when, after, and before, and then you use the second future tense with a comma. I know that you know how to do this because I saw your examples, right? You already used it. So this is only something for you to know. You have this in the presentation and you have extra practice. Do you have any questions about future time clauses? Please let me know if you do before we can go to the next lesson. What do you say?
Teacher, can you put the structure of the inversion order a little bit?
There you go. So what is the difference? Let me explain this then very briefly. The main difference is this one. In the normal order, you first use the future idea, then you use the word that you learned, right? When, while, once, the moment, the minute, as soon as, etc., etc. And then you use like the present tense, right? That's the structure. Future, word, present tense. But the inversion does this. First, you start with the word before, when, while, after, etc. Then you use, of course, present tense because this is always going to happen, okay? After the word, you need present. So the word, present, then you use comma, okay? This is obligatory. You need to use a comma. And in the last part, you use future. Do you see the difference? That's why we call it inversion because that's what we're doing, right? Future is going over there, present is going at the beginning, and the word, of course, is going even, right, to the first part. That's what is happening here, all right? And both ideas are correct. This is just for you to know, all right? This is just for you to know that an extra tool to understand how you can invert these ideas. Do you have any questions about this? All right, I think it's clear. I can see in your examples one more time I'm mentioning this, that you managed this very well because we covered this many times. Even if you're new to this course, I'm sure that you used it before, right? That's why you are here. Now and then we're going to go to the next part because it's important to start with this new lesson and also new unit. And first, let's do the following. we are finishing using this document, okay? Classwork Unit 1. You can close that one and you can open the new one because at least we're going to work with one exercise, only one exercise. I'm going to share this again. And if you want to go there by yourselves, sorry, let me refresh this. Go to Classroom, Classwork, Unit 2, and the first material, Classwork, Unit 2. And here is where we're going to start working this second unit, because I remind you one more time that this is part of the second unit. It's starting today, and it's going to be until Monday. Remember that on Pearson, everything is finishing today. One more time, I'm telling you, please complete and take the quiz, the first quiz today. Today, 11:59, it's the last chance to take it. All right, the last chance to take it. I did it, and I reminded you that at the beginning, but one more time. The link of this second unit document is in the chat. So now we can start. This is, again, something that we already covered 2 times, but little by little, it's going to get a little bit complex, and I'm going to be asking you more precision. All right? Past continuous, simple past with when. We already worked this, but it's important to analyze the difference and that everybody in the course, right, understands this. So let's analyze this one, and I'm going to ask you, please, Lourdes, to read this sentence, or well, the 2 sentences that we have here, please.
Okay, I was running last night at 8 p.m. I ran last night at 8 p.m.
Thank you very much, Lourdes. I know that you perhaps remember this. We already worked this kind of presentation and this kind of topic because we're going to talk about the main difference of the 2 pasts that we have. The question is for you first, Melissa. For you, Melissa, it can be superficial or it can be a deep analysis. What's the difference between these 2 sentences?
I don't know, besides the way that the verb is written, I think that the second one is talking about completely about the past. And I don't know, something in the first one is like it's about a past action, but it's using a gerund. So I don't know how to say it in English, but it's the way that we say the verb. Like the second one is in the past and the first one is with a gerund.
Okay, good. I think that's good. First, in a structure, right, Melissa? That's what you're talking about. The structure in the second one, we're using simple past. And in the first one, we're also using simple past, but we're using the simple past of the verb to be. And then we are using, right, the main verb with ing. Now, this is just for if you want to be, okay, very precise in grammar, this is important. If the verb with ing is next to a be verb, then it's not gerund anymore. The name is going to be present participle. All right, present participle. So when you see the verb to be and a verb with ing, it's not going to be gerund, it's going to be present participle. Now, to be more precise, the first one is past continuous and the second one is simple past, right? But good, that was a good observation. You're right, Melissa, the difference in a structure. Now, I'm going to ask something deeper. I'm going to see if you have knowledge about this, and I'm going to go with you, Whitney. What else can you tell me about these 2 sentences or ideas? What is the difference that you see in the meaning of the sentence, in how you use them?
Okay, I think that the first is action that I don't know what is the finish. And the second is an action that I know that finish, but I don't know the time, but I know that it finishes.
Okay, good. That's really interesting. You're right. The characteristic of the past continuous is that you don't know when this is going to finish. But actually, you know also that this finished, but it's not important, and it's not the main idea of the past continuous. All right, so that's a great observation. It didn't finish like in this idea. It's still happening, right? It started perhaps before this time, and it's continuing before, or sorry, after this time, but we don't know until when. We know that it finished, but we don't know if it finished at 8:30, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., right? We don't know that. So that's very accurate. Yes, and in the second one, that's the main idea with me. I totally agree with you. The main focus on the second sentence is the finished action, the finished event, right? I ran last night at 8 p.m. It means that that action happened around this time and it finished, and that's it. All right, so here we are focusing on that something was happening during this time, but in the second one, we are focusing on the idea that something finished at this time or about that time. All right, that's more or less the idea. Thank you very much, Whitney. Now, with that, I'm going to go to the next part, and you're going to help me reading this. Please, Sharai, if you can read all the information in this illustration, please. Okay, let's go then with you, Mariana. If you can read it, please, Mariana.
Sorry, teacher, I didn't hear.
Yeah, no, don't worry, Mariana. You just need to read what it's on my screen. All right, illustration.
Okay, sorry. Illustration. I was running last night at 8 p.m. Start 8 p.m. and end. I ran last night at 8 p.m. Perhaps this person started this action at a specific time and finished it before 9 p.m.
Thank you very much, Mariana. Yes. Now let's analyze this very briefly. The past continuous is an action that started before 8 p.m. and perhaps it ended after 8 p.m., but we don't know exactly when. That's not the main idea. That's not when you use the past continuous. You only use to talk about this, to show the ongoing action, something that was happening, all right, around this time. But this, do you see here? The emphasis is not the ongoing action. The emphasis is that something happened, all right, like around this time. But it doesn't matter that it's something that was happening. No, the main emphasis with this verb, ran, is that it happened and that it finished, perhaps before p.m., but it finished. All right, that's the main idea. Here, the main idea is that it was happening, and here the main idea is that it finished. All right, that's the main difference, and that's when you're going to be using running or ran. All right, running or ran. Please let me know if you understand this idea. I'm going to be asking some people before going to the last exercise very briefly. But if you have questions, please let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to do this. All right, I'm going to ask at least 2 people about this little explanation that I gave you so that you can tell me that thing in your own words. The difference between the past continuous and the simple past. All right, the difference between the past continuous and the simple past. So let me spin this for the 2 people, one short exercise, and we finish today. All right. I don't know, Sharai, are you there? I think Sharai is not there still. So I'm going to go with you, Whitney, please. Whitney, are you there?
Yes.
Good. So this is very similar to what you told me, Whitney, but adding this information and using this illustration, please explain what's the difference between the past continuous and the simple past, please.
Okay, and this example, the first is, we know that there is action, but I don't know if this action is continuous in the present or finish. The second is, I know that is a past action, but I finish in the present.
All right. This one perhaps it's not related with the present, right? None of these actions, this is something important, right? Even though the first one is something that we don't know when it ended, but this is past, all right? Both actions happened in the past. They don't have contact with the present. That's very important. The only tense that is going to have a past start and it's going to have like a contact, a possible contact with the present is going to be the present perfect, right? It can be the present perfect or the present perfect continuous. But in the case of the simple past and the past continuous, right, they do not have contact with the present. All right, that's very important to know. So that little detail, Whitney. So the first one more time, the focus, this question is for you one more time, Whitney. What is the focus on the first sentence with the present continuous? Is it the ongoing action or is it the finished action?
I think that the finished action.
Okay, let's analyze that one. And do you say then that the simple past, the focus is on the ongoing action or on the finished action?
Ongoing action.
Okay, let's analyze. Thank you, Whitney. This question is going to be for you, Lourdes. What do you say, Lourdes? Do you agree with Whitney, or what do you say about the difference between these two tenses?
The difference is that in the past continuous, in the first one, we are concentrated in the action, and in the past, we are emphasize maybe the time and not the action.
All right. Now, understanding that, the same question as I did to Whitney, Lourdes, in the first one, the focus is on the ongoing action or on the finished action?
In the ongoing action.
And in the second one, ongoing action or finished action?
Finished action.
Okay, thank you very much. So yes, okay, be careful with that. And you have the answer actually in the question, right? Ongoing, right? Ongoing action, ing. So the focus on the first tense, it's ongoing action, something that was happening. I was running, I was playing. The focus in the second sentence, finished, right? Because I played, she liked Evie, right? So ongoing action for the past continuous and finished action for the, all right, simple past. We're going to still check this. Don't worry. All right. Don't worry about this because this is just the introduction. If it's confusing, we're going to get to the point. But to finish in these 2 minutes that we have, please, girls, let's do the following. Go to the file and only write 2 short sentences, okay? 2 short sentences. One in the past continuous and one in the simple past. Let's do it, please. 2 short sentences, one in the past continuous and the other one in the simple past, please.
Sorry, teacher, I was having problems with my
Luciana, yes, I can hear you. Yes, I think you're
Okay.
having problems because it's very laggy. What you need to do, please, to finish very shortly, 2 short sentences, one with the past continuous and one with the simple past, and that's it. You finish with that, and we finish today.
Okay, thank
Great. So please, today you're going to leave it there. All right. Write the sentences. We're not going to check them. Why? The next class, all right, we're going to continue working on this topic, and you're going to see after the explanation if your examples were correct or not. And even we're going to work more structures related to simple past and past continuous. All right. So please, you got to finish, some of you. If you couldn't do it, please, you're going to be working this the next class. But that's going to be it. Try to write those 2 sentences if you couldn't, please, for the next class. If you couldn't write them today and now, please write them for the next class, and the next class we continue. That's going to be it for today. I know we used like 3 more minutes. Sorry for that. But I wanted to give you this introduction. I'm showing you the poll. Please, let's complete it, and you can leave the class. Okay, again, if you were able to finish, that's good. If not, you can continue and you do it for the next presentation. That's going to be it again. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow for the conversation.
teacher. And one favor, I don't know if maybe you can help me. I'm having problems with the platform.
Yes, of course, Luciana, please stay. The
Okay.
rest of you, please, can leave if you finish. That's it. And Luciana, I'm going to help you now then. Give me 1 minute, please. I'm going to open Pearson.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye, teacher. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. See you. Bye-bye.
Okay, teacher, maybe I can share my screen
Yes, of
because
course.
I was trying and I know that today is the last day to do all. So Yes.
Let's do it, please, then, Luciana. Share your screen, and I'm going to help you out.
I don't know how to share my screen. I don't use for my classes in school.
Don't worry. You
Mm,
see, in the down below, you have many options. It says like activate
3
your audio.
points.
It says like presentation or share screen. It says there must be an option down below. Luciana, give it a look.
I think you need to stop recording so I can start recording in my
No, because actually
screen.
the recording is something different because I have to start recording, or sorry, I have to record until the end of everything. No,
Mhm.
it's different because I'm not sharing my screen. You should be able to share your screen, Luciana. I'm going to, well, actually, you're not going to see it. What options do you see? Can you read the options that you see in Zoom, please?
I see the microphone, the la cámara,
Uh-huh.
and 3 points there.
And that's it? You don't see anything else?
And the bottom of out. I'm gonna look in Google. Maybe
Yes, because you
find
should see, actually, in that part should be the option of sharing the screen, Luciana, because I'm activating this. You should see the microphone, the camera, then you should see the people who are in the meeting, the chat, and sharing a screen. And it's a green button, okay? It's a green button. You should be able to see it. It's weird. I'm going to share this.
Okay, I see it now. Sorry, I was like not total, but I'm gonna share now.
Perfect.
I don't know if you see my screen.
Give me 1 second. Yes, yes, I can see your screen. No, actually it's loading. It says,
Okay.
it's still, okay, I can see it now.
Okay. I
One more time, please, because it stopped.
okay. Mm, Okay.
Okay, it's loading again. All right, so let's log in, please. Good. So I'm going to, okay, guide you step by step.
Okay. Here is this username and the password they gave me. So I'm gonna sync in.
Good.
Okay.
Now,
I'm
there,
here.
right? Again, once you're there, you only have one product. So you only need to open the product by clicking on the product. The product is that green one. Yes, click there. That's
Okay.
it. Now you are in the product. All right. When you select one product, you're going to see, you're going to be able to choose many courses that you have. But actually, as you're not going to have courses, you're not going to see anything. So it's empty. Good. You can modify that if you want. Change it now. Okay, try to do it. I'm going to be looking.
Sorry. It se puso en italiano, English.
There you go.
I have to put country of residence.
Yes, so that you see the time, all right, of the assignments and everything.
Okay. Spanish.
There you go. And you accept that. Submit. Good.
Okay.
That's it, right? Now I'm going to teach you the basics, okay? Give me 1 second. First, I'm sending the code in the chat. You're going to use that one, but look, I'm going to explain, Luciana. In assignments, okay, in that section, Luciana, Once you are in the course, you're going to see everything that I'm going to send, okay? In this section, you're in this section now, assignments. Right now it's empty because you are not in the course, right? You're not in the class. But once you're in the class, all the assignments are going to be here. You can see the assignments that you've already started or that you didn't start it, all right? In course, go to course, please, the section course. In that section, Luciana, you're going to see like the product that you have, okay? You have 3 modules, but actually in this course, Luciana, in this course, you're going to work module B, but you don't do anything here because I'm going to assign this to you. Once you are in my course, only the module B is going to be available, all right? Module A and module C are going to be like hidden. They are going to be closed. The only thing you're going to be working is module B. In this part, Luciana, you can complete the assignments, but just to practice. For example, go to module B, okay? Click on module B. And those are the lessons that we're going to cover this month. We finished first lesson. Open first lesson, okay? B1, exactly. That's the first lesson. That was for the first week. And everything that you need to know is there, and everything that I'm going to be asking you to complete is there. But again, if you complete everything here in this part of course, that's only going to be practice. All right?
It's like optional?
Yes, optional. But actually, everything is going to be assigned. But again, if you complete it here, it's going to be counted as practice, only as practice. It's not graded, okay? It doesn't have a score. If you want that to be graded, you need to go to assignments. You go up, you go to assignments, and you need to complete the same things that you have here, but they are going to be in assignments, okay? Once I assign the quiz for you, the practices, they are going to be in assignment. That's very important for you to know. Do you understand that difference?
Yes, it's like the assignments are gonna be in the part of assignments or in the only clicking module B.
Yes, exactly. And actually in assignments, everything is going to be like in a list. So you don't even need to select module B. You only select the assignments and they are going to be opening one by one.
Okay.
All right. Now in Gradebook, go up, please. Go to Gradebook. Now this is very important for you to know. In this part, Luciana, you're going to see your grades immediately. Once you finish your assignment, you can go here to Gradebook and you're going to see the score that you have because everything is graded automatically. All right? I don't grade. The platform grades everything automatically. And if you want more details, on the left, if you go to the left, go to Module B, right? Click on Module B. And this is going to change, right? And here you're going to see in detail what is your grade for the assignments in the first unit, right? And what is the grade of the quiz of the first unit. The same for the second unit.
I'm gonna be able to see the grade in that. How can I say cuadradito?
Chart, in the chart.
In the chart, in the left.
The score and grade, everything is going to be like filled out. Here, for example, you're going to see Luciana. Unit 1, it's going to see a score, let's say 80. Your grade is going to be A, all right? Because grades are with A, B, C, all right, F. That's the grade, okay? Grades are with letters and the score is with numbers, okay? So you're going to have 90, your grade is going to be A. And here, you're going to see how many assignments you completed out of the ones that I assigned. If I assigned 20, all right, assignments, you're going to see how many of those 20 you completed, all right?
Okay.
And on the right, you're going to see, again, the score and the grade, but that's of the quiz. And that's it. All right, that's it. Now let's join to finish now. Go to settings, please. Go to settings. In messages, we don't use messages, all right? We use WhatsApp, so we don't use messages. Here, you see some options. Please close that window. Yes. Now, down below, you see join a course, right on the left. Exactly. There you go. There, please copy and paste the ID that is in the chat. It's in Zoom. Go to the
Okay.
chat in Zoom, please.
Um, okay. Paste.
There you go. No, I think that's going to be different. No, that's something else.
All right. I don't know.
That's
I'm
weird.
putting.
It's only 4 letters. Okay, it's only, I think, no, sorry, 8. If you go to the chat, it's
Yes,
only,
I was copy that, but I don't know why it copied other things. So I'm gonna try again.
yes, let's do it, please.
Copy. I hope it works this time. Paste. Okay.
There you go. All right, let's join, please. Don't transfer grades, okay? Don't transfer grades. And that's it. Close it. Now go to course. All right, now you are in this course. Okay, it says join a course, I think. No, it's okay. It's loading. Now, click. You see now you're in my course. All right.
Okay.
Now go to assignments. You're going to see that now you have many assignments to complete. Try to complete the first ones. Okay.
Okay.
Try to complete the ones that say B1. That's the priority. Okay. All that says, you see, Model B, B1. It means that that's an assignment of Unit 1. You open and you complete the assignment. Sometimes, Luciana, some assignments are only reading. So for example, this is only reading. Go to the last part, right? Once you read that, you can say next, okay, if you want. And that's going to be it. Some other assignments are for you to complete. You need to select the correct option, or you need to write the correct word, and so on and so forth.
Okay. And in this part in assignments is the quizzes and all that, right?
Everything is there, Luciana. So try to go back. Go back, please. I'm going to show you what's the difference and how you're going to notice when it's an assignment and a quiz to finish. Let's go, or let's go to exit, and you'll finish that later.
Okay, verdad, really.
Right? Yes, go back. You can use the browser and the arrow right to the left. Try to go back.
Exit.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So again, try to focus on the assignments that have Model B, B1. Okay, Model B, B1. Now, the test is also going to be here. Pay attention. The name of the test is going to be Integrated Skills. Okay, quiz. Show more. We're going to see what's the quiz. Yes, keep going down. It's like a lot of things to do there. Let's keep going down, please. I want to be sure that you're going to know which one is the test. Once more, please. I think reading is the last part for the assignment. Okay, a little bit more. That's B2. So let's go up, because if you see it says Model B, B2, that's the second unit already. So we passed the first quiz. Go up. It must be up because it says B2. It is still B2. There, we're going to try to look for the quiz B1. It must be here. All right, perhaps because of the time, it's still B1. Let's go a little bit down. One more, please. And
Now
in
it's
this,
B2, so I'm not sure. Until
yes,
here is B1. Is all I have to
yes,
do today, right?
yes, exactly. Now, I don't see the quiz over here. I'm going to try to reassign it in case it's not here.
And
But it should be here.
what is the name of that quiz? Maybe I
Yes,
can still.
yes. You can still, the name is all right. You see the same, model B, B1, and it's going to say quiz integrated skills. All right, quiz integrated skills.
Okay, it's not gonna say Talia's Brian plan, right?
No, no, it's not going to say that. Again, or
Okay.
it's mixed over there, or perhaps because it's more important it was on the first part. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Try to go to the first part.
I'm
It's
in the
not there.
first part and I see all of day and all stars with Talia's Brian plan video listening.
Yes, because that's
So
the
I
first one.
think the quiz is not here. So maybe if you can
Yes,
upload it again, please. I'm
yes,
gonna
I'm going
do
to
it all.
reassign it. Exactly. I'm going to reassign this one more time, Luciana. It's weird that it's not there. I'm going to do it because I'm going to show you, if you now let me, I'm going to go to Pearson. I'm going to show you what's the exact name. All right, to
Okay.
finish so that everything is clear. Let me share my screen now, please. You can stop sharing your screen and I'm going to share
Okay.
mine. Okay, good. Now I'm opening Pearson here so that we don't have like more doubts and you can work today with this.
Okay.
All right, but all in all, everything should be there, Luciana. Everything should be in assignments, including only the assignments and including the quiz and even the final test. All right, the only thing I'm going to show you now, it's the name. I think it's going to say the title of the unit too. I was making that mistake, but let's verify that.
Okay, thank you.
Let's wait, it's loading. Okay, finally. All right, so the quiz is this last one, and it's going to have, and even it's not just quiz, it's review quiz. It should be like this: B1 review quizzes, integrated skills. All right,
Okay, I'm
review.
gonna take a picture of that name.
Yes,
So
yes, of
maybe if
course.
I do all the homework, maybe it could be there. But
Yes,
for security, please, if you can upload it again, it will be perfect.
yes, of course. There you go. Do you have it?
See, yes.
Okay. So, and also, I'm just going to show you just in case to verify that it's assigned, because I can also see everything that is assigned. For example, here, right? 6 students completed that out of 6, and you also did it because it was only reading. So it considers that you finished this, you finished this, you finished this. So it's missing the listening parts, right? So you have to continue from that part. I see
Okay.
initially it includes the Model B,
Okay.
B1, Talia's very brilliant plan, right? Review quizzes, B1, review quizzes, integrated skills. That's the complete name of the quiz. And yes, it's assigned. As you can
Maybe
see, tell me, Luciana.
I still searching because maybe if it's with that name, it could be saying that review quizzes.
Yes, yes. I'm changing this. Okay, so today, Luciana, today try to focus on the assignments. Okay, try to finish all the assignments, Luciana. And I'm giving you until tomorrow. All right, I'm changing the date. So today, complete the assignments, and tomorrow, after the
Okay.
conversation, you can take the first quiz.
Okay, perfect. And I only have to do then all the assignments today, and tomorrow I have to finish with the quiz.
Yes, exactly. Today is like the last day to take the assignment, so you have still like some hours, right, until midnight. Try to finish as much as you can. I think you're going to be able to finish everything, and then tomorrow you take the quiz after the conversation. But that's it. Tell me if you're not able to find it, but I think you're going to be able because it's here. It says that it's
Okay.
assigned. No, actually, you're right. Look, it says only 1 of 5. It means that this is not assigned for you. You're right. Perhaps it's because you joined the course and I didn't
Yes.
select the option. I always select the option to assign this to the new students, but I may not be all right doing that. So
No,
let's
it's okay. Now I think I'm going to be able to do it.
perfect. Yes, here you are, right? 61 students, 61. That's
Yes, 61.
okay. So this is the only thing it's missing. The assignments are already there, so this is the only thing that was missing. And again, you have until tomorrow to take it at 11:59.
Okay,
And
thank you very much, teacher. I'm gonna start now. And
very good. That's it.
yes.
One last thing, take into account that you only have 15 minutes to finish the quiz. All right, it has a timer. So
Okay.
once you finish the quiz, you have 50 minutes. And that's it. Then I think that will be it, Luciana. If you have any more questions, let me know. But I think you
Oh,
have.
teacher, it's okay. Now I think I understand the platform, so I'm gonna start working with my missing homeworks because there are so many and I have to start now. But
Yeah,
thank you very much for helping me, and I see you tomorrow in the speaking class.
that's right. No, you're very welcome. See you tomorrow, Luciana.